Welcome to Marks and Remarks. Here is your host, Chef.
Welcome to Marks and Remarks, the only podcast where Mark is not a four-letter word. Welcome to episode number 4. I've got my co-host, Shane, Jarrett, and we've got a special guest tonight, guys. Just like the Magic 8 Ball said, micro wrestler and champion, Blixx.
Welcome to Blixx.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be a great podcast. Tonight, guys, our theme, our topic is going to be storytelling. A nostalgic storytelling. A trip down memory lane, if you will, of some of your greatest, best, and fondest memories.
You said a trip down memory lane?
Yeah.
Shane's in trouble.
Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. No. But he's off the
CTE.
Yeah.
I don't,
You
you don't remember that you had a problem with that?
Where am I?
Yeah. You don't remember?
Hey,
I'm Shane.
Nice to meet you. I'm
Did
Blixx.
you really just...
So we're
camera.
gonna do this a little bit
Somehow
different.
it's still centered, shockingly. Wow.
Tonight we're gonna do things a little bit different. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk to Blixx about some of his favorite matches and his favorite wrestlers that are fantastic storytelling, a lost art, if you will, in between the ropes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and let Blixx kind of kick that off for us and tell us a little bit about some of the wrestlers that you feel are key to influence in your career, and then also just as a fan, the biggest thing as a fan. Who do you like to watch wrestle, and who inspired you growing up throughout the years?
Well, I just want to say real quick, for those who don't know Blixx, 29-year vet.
Almost.
Yeah, almost 29-year vet. So it's not like when he talks, he doesn't know what he's saying.
Well, no. He doesn't know what he knows. No, he doesn't. He knows what he's saying, but...
The point I'm trying to make is that he's not your typical micro wrestler who goes out there and does micro spots.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out there and actually tells a story from rope to rope. And it's one of the things that drew me to him. And so when you're giving your opinion, I just want people to know that you're just not one of those spot guys, and you are a vet. You're a seasoned vet.
Absolutely.
So as Jeremy or Chef asked you, that's what?
Yeah, some of my favorite matches that tell a story beyond the story, it always continues on, is the first thing that comes to mind is Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12. 63 minutes. 63 minutes. How do you keep a crowd for 63 minutes with only one fall?
I just had thought about that. It's so ironic. We have topics and we all kind of, Jared's our what if guy and he does a lot of research, much more research than I do. Shane's just shows up with a case of beer and starts cracking on just like Stone Cold style. Me, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but Blixx, how hard is it? And I guess it speaks volumes. You don't see Iron Man matches anymore. How hard is it to storytell for 60 minutes straight in one match? You've been micro champion. Just tell us a little bit how difficult it is to be able to dissect and tell a story over a 60-minute period of time.
I honestly relish in a moment like that.
Sure.
To where you can actually twist a crowd one way and another way. But to actually keep a crowd for 60 minutes, that's out of my realm. Maybe 20.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe 30.
You can push 30 if you want to.
Yeah.
I can push it to 30.
Yeah.
But going beyond 30, what those two guys did at WrestleMania 12 is just mind-boggling.
Agreed.
We like to do some marks rating. So some channels do their Mount Rushmore. We like to do 5 marks. If you had to rate that match on a scale of 1 to 5 marks, 5 being legendary, iconic, where would you rate it?
6 is not allowed.
6 is not allowed. This isn't Metzler. This isn't Dave Metzler's.
Absolutely
And this
not.
is where I'm going to catch heat from everybody watching. A 4.
That's respectable.
That's respectable.
Jared's jumped in and made a good point of where else do you go above 5? So I think 4 is respectable. I'd be interested, without spilling the beans, do you have any 5-mark matches that you have in mind?
I do.
Just out of curiosity, or do you have any 5?
Let's back up. Let's talk about this match though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the things that people need to understand is this isn't today's wrestling.
Agreed.
This is what you do at the 5-minute mark, this is what you do at the 10-minute mark. This is 2 guys going out there and just working.
Yeah, they probably at most had maybe the last 2 minutes of that match figured out. Everything else, I would imagine they call on the fly.
I would guess that they had the opening.
Yeah, maybe the opening.
And they knew where they wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Right? You're talking about 2 vets that understood the business.
They didn't really care for each other, personally.
And again,
Yes.
that's the professionalism, right?
And another thing, they didn't beat the crap out of one another either.
No,
They went out there and showed how a professional does it. And when they went backstage, where'd they go? Opposite directions.
That's right.
You don't have to like the guy next to you,
No.
but you have to fucking respect the business to do your job the right way.
Yes, and I've been around long enough and worked with so many people that I dislike, but you put me in a match with him,
That's all different. You're just another boy across the ring.
that's it. I will go out there and do a professional match, do my job, and then I don't have to talk to him again.
And for somebody, especially like Shawn Michaels, who had such a, we'll just say, history or, reputation behind the scenes, for him, of all people, to still go out and do that speaks volumes to his respect for the business. Regardless of Bret Hart, regardless of Vince McMahon, fill in the blank. It's
okay, professionalism there, right?
yeah, exactly.
They don't like each other, but I guarantee every single buddy they respected each other.
Oh,
Shawn
sure.
respected Bret for what he's done in the business. Bret respected Shawn.
Absolutely.
You can respect somebody and not give a shit about them.
Is that kind of an old school mentality that maybe I'm 45, I'm not gonna divulge everybody's.
Well, I tell everybody, I'm 40 years old.
Sometimes on the playground, I had guys, I had kids, I had individuals, or even as I got older into, high school, college, I had people that I didn't care for on the basketball court, but it was a mutual respect that you had, that you weren't gonna cheap shot someone, undercut them during a rebound.
Yeah.
That's not the dirty pool that you play. Is that kind of the same mentality that you have in the industry? Is our first priority is to go out there and put on a show and then put all the other personal shit behind us? Is that kind of
Exactly.
Rule
That's
number
exactly right.
Yeah.
You go out there, you respect the business, you respect the match, and you respect the person across the ring from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rule number
What
one.
happens behind the scenes?
different ballgame?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jared.
Rule number one that we teach here at the Academy: you take care of your opponent. It doesn't matter if you like them. You take care of your opponent.
And, I speak for myself, and I'm sure and you've already mentioned a little bit, work people in the ring that you don't care for. Like, if they were on the street begging for $1, you wouldn't give them one. But once they get in the ring, and this is where pro wrestling really becomes a brotherhood, right? You can argue with your brother all you want and, fight with your brother, whatever the case, but when it comes down to it, you're a brotherhood. You're there to do one thing, and this is another thing we say here at the Academy: one team, one dream.
Yep.
We're both in there together. If one fucks with the other, then we didn't do our job.
Yeah.
The promoter gets pissed. You're not being booked anymore. Suck it up, Buttercup. Get in the ring.
Yeah. Was the match that good in terms of the match was that good, or was it that good because it was that long, or a little bit of both? I mean, you mentioned the match, the Blixx. What do you think? Was it that good because it was, or is
It's
it
the opposite.
Is it the degree of difficulty was so high because it was 60 minutes? Like, what do you say that you like most about the match?
Both of those guys walked in there going, what the hell?
Sure.
I'm basically doing this stone face on purpose because it's a 60-minute match.
Right.
And they go out there not knowing how the crowd's going to respond. not knowing how it's going to turn out whatsoever. Both of them hating each other backstage. And they walked out there, and for, I would say, about 55 minutes of that 63 minutes that the match lasted
Sure.
was respect and just showcasing they are professional wrestlers that know how to tell a story.
Amen.
And they kept the crowd right here the whole time.
And I like to say that now we look back and we know they hate each other in real life. Back then, no one knew that kind of stuff. There was cheat sheets, there was internet, a little bit of internet,
Sure.
not like it is today.
Sure.
But we knew storyline-wise they didn't care for each other. But we can let that escape, right? But the fact when you figure things out that they really did like each other and they put on that magical of a match, it just shows, again,
By the way, Chef asked the question, was it that good of a match because of the two or because it was that long? I think it was that good despite it being that long, because that added a level of difficulty
Sure.
to be able to not only attain that level, but maintain that level of interest from the fans.
Yeah.
There, you go back and watch that, and yes, there's the normal ebbs and flows, but there was never a point where you see the crowd just go, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
They were engaged and they cared the entire 63.
Because you never knew who was going on.
Right.
You watch that match and you're like, oh, Sean's got it. Oh, no, wait, Brett's got it. No, wait.
Right.
You go back and forth because of what they were saying in the ring, in between the ropes.
That's a great point. And we kind of touched on it in episode 1 with the slam heard around the world of selling, like, how great was it that Hogan didn't get it the first time?
Yeah.
It's that selling aspect.
Yeah.
So when you're on the fly, Jared and I, he's the insider, I'm the complete mark, you've got Shane that's in the industry and now Blixx. How hard is that on the fly, guys, to take the read of take their temperature and go, I don't know what the calls are in the ring, but if you're going to go, kick out here, how hard is that? Like, is it easy or is it extremely hard, especially with 60 minutes involved?
I think I'll go and then I'll let the expert go.
This is huge to have Shane default someone else to the expert.
Wow.
That's how much I love this guy and I respect him.
No,
Mark down the time and date.
Yeah.
in all honesty,
Oh, okay, so me going first doesn't mean me go first.
Exactly. All right.
in all honesty,
Damn it, Carl. Nice distraction. Well done. Yes. All right. We got this. All right.
but in all honesty, I think it's easier as a heel to call it in the ring.
Clemson.
As a baby, you can't.
Yeah.
Did you read
Because-
the notes?
You took notes?
No.
I was going to say, once again, mark down the time.
As a heel, normally when you're doing something, you're cheating.
Sure.
As a baby, you're trying to get the crowd pepped up, so you're really not paying attention.
As a mark, too.
Wait, let's say that one more time, just because of the special someone that may be out there listening to us right now.
Right?
When you're a baby, you try to get the crowd behind you with energy. I don't know why I want to say that. I just
Yeah.
So here's what I want to say about that. About your mouth.
No, yeah.
It depends to me. It depends. If you wanted me to do that in my first 3 or 4 years in the business, I wouldn't be able to.
Going into business for yourself. is
No,
what you're saying, or-
going out there and
Telling the story.
telling that story
Sure.
and going 63 minutes. That
Gotcha.
would be difficult, right?
Yep.
You ask me 18 years in, 20 years in, I'm saying that's pretty easy, dude. Listen, there's a lot of times in my latter part of my career, and especially with certain people. Like, you give me Cody O'Neal, yeah, I'm just going to drop any names. If you don't know them, go look them up. Cody O'Neal, Aaron Corbin, you even give me Sammy Savard.
Yeah.
I go in that ring and we can work 30, 60 minutes because we've learned to listen to the crowd. There's a time that I don't know what the time was. I'm probably going to say 30 minutes because that's what I did because I love being in the ring. Cody O'Neal and I
12
worked.
of it was the entrance, though.
Yep, exactly. Cody O'Neal and I worked, and we were, I think it's Sioux City, South Dakota. Might have been Nebraska. I can't remember the exact way, but it doesn't matter. we were just working, having fun. We were telling jokes. I put him in a wrestle and I would tell a joke and he would giggle. And I remember shooting him across the ropes and looking at him and he goes, we have these people in the palm of our hands. Verbally said that to each other as we're working. And we're like, yeah, we did it. So as you get older and you get more used to being in the business and you learn things,
Right.
it's easier to do. Agreed, disagree.
Agreed.
Thank you.
100% agreed.
Oh, he has to turn it back.
And he's back.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, drop the anvil on me.
No, I just
think
to answer that question, it's like, where are you in your career and when you can do it? If you're early in your career, like I can take these academy kids right now, they've had 1, 2, maybe 3 matches, right?
Yeah.
And say, go out there and do that. And they'll do it.
You guys,
It's experience.
in your guys' opinion, I know that some of it is the nostalgia side of things, and like we're talking, like there isn't as much storytelling now today. I don't think as there was previously.
Not
Do you
even
think-
close.
Do you think that part of
The
that
spot
is
fest now.
because you've got Spot Fest, and then also is there a lack of really good heels right now in professional wrestling? Because
No, there's not a lack of heels. It's
good heels for storytelling wise.
No, there's a lack of storytelling.
Sure.
They rely too much on backstage segments and in-ring promos
Sure.
and
Well, that's
social media. Now, granted, that's the day and age that we're in.
Yeah.
But
that's where the stories are told. You're absolutely right. Stories are told outside the ropes. So as you're talking about in the ropes, they're told outside the ropes.
they should be told both ways.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Right.
I'm
I'm
just
saying
saying.
what's being done now, and part of that is because of the world that we live in and the attention span that it is, or lack thereof.
Sure.
But you sit there and you look at the guys that, like I said, are doing Spot Fest. They rely on what they did before the match and what they do after the match to fill in the gaps, rather than let the 12, 15, 20 minutes that they're in the ropes take care of all of that for them.
Yeah, sure.
So,
the storytelling is outside the ropes.
Yeah.
It's rarely inside. And the problem that you have today, and Blixx, I know that you don't watch much of now wrestling because of this, but to me, there's way too many fucking tweeters.
yes.
So the guy that they're trying to push heel, but the crowd responds to him, and
Hi, Sami Zayn. Oh, sorry. I fell.
I didn't hear shit.
Oh.
But there's so many of those people out there, and they had huge success with Steve Austin. He was probably the biggest tweener to ever get over.
Yeah.
But you can't keep doing it.
He doesn't get over without Vince McMahon.
Of course.
He doesn't.
No.
Not to the degree. And
That's not what we're debating, though.
It's
has
not.
nothing to do with. That's an irrelevant comment on this particular subject.
okay, so to bring it back to the match at hand and the storytelling, Blixx gave it a 4. And I actually would agree with that because, ironically, there is a match that I would rate higher than that, and it's the following year.
Well, let's see, coincidentally, let's see. We'll go back to Jared's. I'm out of curiosity. If you go, we've touched on the 60-minute Iron Man,
Sure.
and you could probably that's a whole nother 3-hour episode that we could dissect almost.
Sure.
You could probably do a whole series on that Iron Man match. Blixx, to yourself, we've hit the dynamic of foe versus foe in real life. Not just kayfabe. Real. What's the next? If that's a 4, what's that next stair step up for you that like really grabs your attention for a storytelling match?
What's your 5?
What's my
What a 5?
Or between 4 and 5. It doesn't have to be a 5.
And it can't be your own match.
Or a
It
shame
won't be my
match.
own match.
Or a shame match.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
But honestly, I've not seen a 5.
Not seen a 5. That's fair.
Fair.
No, I've not seen a 5. The only other 4 that I've actually seen would have been at WrestleMania 10, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. The first ever ladder match.
Really?
We kind of touched on that.
a little bit.
We had our top 5 wrestlers to never win a championship, and
Not deserved win.
yeah, we alluded on that a little bit. Circling back to that last episode, if you guys want to check that episode out, it's episode number 3. So circle back to that.
Did you catch, by the way, and I looked back at that,
Yeah.
all of our top 5, correct me if I'm wrong, were all heels.
So
Primarily.
that was the point that I was going to get to. When I said earlier, do you think there's a lack of heels? I don't know if in today's modern wrestling that you have that many, because those are almost like all golden era and just before the attitude era that we mentioned. I don't know that you have that type of level of wrestler today that's a heel and embraces it. And
Well, it goes with that. I was saying earlier about too many tweeners. You look at Trick Williams right now. They're trying to push him heel, but the crowd chants his name, sings his song.
He's
He
over.
acts like a heel in the ring. Yeah, exactly. Custom title. This is all heel as shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But the crowd's all like, it's like, why?
Yeah. So
you're right. There might not be.
I don't think there is.
I'm racking my brain right now to say, I don't think, besides Gunther, who's a real true heel
they
right
keep
now?
burying Gunther. Like
Oh, man.
it's just endless. So going back to we've got the ladder match.
Welcome to our podcast.
Well, this is
Tangents.
first time we've had a fourth. So welcome to the room, buddy. So with that ladder
Glad
match,
I brought beer.
first
I'll drink for that.
to you with that ladder match, was it a David and Goliath storytelling type situation that caught your attention? What to you was so important with that match that like caught your
Yeah, it was
caught your eye?
captivating.
What really captivated me is, number one, nobody had ever seen a ladder match.
Yeah.
Number two, Shawn Michaels' entrance. He walked underneath a ladder
Yeah.
and did the chef kiss to the camera.
That's the storytelling that we're talking about, right? Like,
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
That's it.
He is proving, and this is part 1 of the wrestling playbook establishment. He is already establishing he's the cocky son of a bitch that is the heel that's already made Razor Ramon the babyface of the night.
Yeah, no.
Before he even gets in the ring.
Point. Great point.
I love that point, and I love it that it does piggyback off of, some, I know you're not watching a lot of the new stuff now, but just to give you, just like, to update a little bit, I kind of feel that way when I'm watching, like, Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. Brock gets a huge pop when he comes out. Oba obviously gets a huge pop. Who's the heel here?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but who is? And who are we trying to get over? And, you know what I mean? Like, so us touching on this storytelling tonight is so telling, and you're 100% right. Like, there's no identity anymore in wrestling.
And that's why there's a different match. I see your point with the ladder match. I can't argue with it. But that's why I look at WrestleMania 13 and I look at Austin versus Brett.
Yeah, that's
You want to talk storytelling between the ropes.
Yeah.
Is there a more well-known, not just amongst wrestling fans, but outside of the wrestling industry, a well-known match? Not just for the imagery and obviously the Crimson Mask that Austin had, but the double turn.
Yeah.
And that was all executed
Well,
bell to bell.
the double turn.
Is
Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson being the special enforcer, wearing the DX shirt coming out. Everybody in the world was like, oh, he's on Shawn's side.
And then he rips it off.
Yeah.
And not so fast.
So you see, so it tells you they could do that twice and still make it work.
okay, so
And I remember, what WrestleMania was that? 20?
no,
No,
it was like
14?
yeah.
Mike
So it was the
Tyson
following
was
year.
14.
Okay.
That's right. It was the following year.
About 96.
So there you go. 3 years in a row, 12, 13, and 14. You've got huge moments.
Right.
Me personally, if I'm going to rank those 3, I'm putting 13 first, or at least that match.
Yeah.
I would probably put the Iron Man second, and then put Tyson
I
match
put
third.
Tyson number 1, so that's what I remember the most.
You know what?
You don't remember the other ones as much.
You know what's interesting to me, and I'll get all 3 of your guys' take on this. And this is just me speaking as like a complete mark.
Oh, no.
I'll let you guys go around the horn. I'll probably start here, Shane, and then Jared. I'll let you finish up. But
Save the best for last.
Save the best for last. There you go. To me, when you go through all these, like you said, consecutive years, is there something to be said that you had Brett in a couple of these, and you had Sean in a couple of these? Is it something that you can teach, the storytelling? Can you teach the storytelling, or is it inherently part of who you are as a wrestler? And I'll let Shane start, Blixx, and then Jared.
To me, it's a very easy question. Bottom line, teaching here at the Academy. We teach storytelling, right? It's one of two things. You can teach it, but will they follow and
Will
listen?
they apply it?
That's the difference.
Sure.
You've got to want to love your craft, and you've got to want to get better every day. Just because you leave the academy or your school or the PCs, I don't care where you're training, when you're done,
Right.
and the next 2 or 3 years is where you're really going to learn this business. It's not at a camp. It's just not, guys. This is where we learn the basics. But when you really want to learn the business is when you go out into the real world. You know what I mean? You get booked, you get booked, you get booked. So you can teach storytelling, no doubt about it. You can speak, you can teach it all you want.
Yeah.
But will they listen?
Blixx, do you think it's taught, or is it a choice, or is it an instinct?
It's not an instinct. It's if you love this business and listen, just like Shane said, if you listen
Sure.
and take it to heart, it doesn't just go to your brain, it also goes to your heart.
Great point.
And you follow that lead from your camp, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be able to storytell. You'll be able to teach yourself.
Huge. That's it. That's a huge statement. That, like, again, I don't have any experience but I'm just a huge fan. And that's so interesting to know. You can teach yourself, and there's some of that I've known from like athletics and basketball and stuff. Some of it is you get coached to a certain point to where if you're a point guard for me, which I was, you start to play chess on the court to go, if I go to the right and I've got a double team, I now know I have a teammate open. And that's some of the stuff that you teach yourself. Your coach might tell you that, but that's instincts that you start to learn as you get on the court.
Exactly. And to reiterate that point is get yourself a camera. Film your own matches. Do your own film study.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Watching yourself is not marking out for yourself. Unless you're marking out for yourself. But if you're watching yourself to learn how do I look in the ring, am I doing the right thing, and spacing, awareness, everything that we talked about, and
Timing and spacing? Man, there's those words again. Where have I heard those before?
It's like deja vu.
Yeah.
But that was one of the things I always did. I reported myself, and I was, you're being a mark for yourself. No, I want to learn.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell the kids all this time in the academy, your feet are this, your feet are that, your feet are this, your head's that, your feet. Okay, you know what? Film it. Let's watch it on TV.
Yes.
Now you can see it.
Yes.
Because I can tell you you're doing something wrong all day long. Until you actually see yourself doing it, you don't get it. And that's why the TV and recording is a huge part of the academy.
Before I drop it over to Jared real quick.
I was just going to do that.
Before I drop it there, I do want, with you touching on that, it's a good segue. With you being
fall off.
with you, Blixx, with you being an
I like the one
unspring
that's better.
talent, how much did you go back and watch yourself when you were on True TV? Did you watch yourself in some of those matches or other matches to kind of hone your skill?
I have watched all 5 episodes of Hulk Hogan's Micro Championship Wrestling at least 30 times and critiqued every single one of my matches.
Wait. We're not talking about just last week.
All time.
I mean, it's 5 episodes. It's 5 hours.
Today, yeah.
God.
No, that's
It's a long time for me to commit to watch that shit.
I mean, that's
Sweet program.
Well, he told me to shorten my responses, so I did.
Hey, we're trying to save your limited lung capacity. That's all. That's all.
Just for everybody watching, we do have a mid-card episode that we're going to be debuting and stuff. And if you guys like more of what Blixx is bringing to the table, for sure, like, follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you guys get more notifications on when we have new episodes dropping. Jared, go ahead and tell us a little bit about what, as you know, the insider side of things, and then also as the mark, your aspect of this topic.
So I'm actually going to be, and some of this probably is my perspective, I am going to be the contrarian opinion.
Sure.
there are aspects of it that can be taught.
Mm-hmm.
We can teach you how to cut a promo. We can teach you how to show emotion in the ring. We can show you how to do all the different aspects of the storytelling and all of those things. But, and I can only use myself as an example, I'm a bit of a character. I'm a bit of a hand.
Sure.
I can show a heck of a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
There are other people where they might be more
Reserved.
timid, shy, reserved, whatever the case might be. And that's harder to draw that out of them. It's not necessarily impossible, but it's not going to come as naturally. And all that means is they need to work that much harder at it.
And it takes a little longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot longer.
But like you said, it can be done.
It can be taught, but I don't know if it can necessarily be... I don't want to say mastered. I don't want to say mastered.
You know,
but it...
Yeah.
Certain people are just going to be naturally better at it. You put me and Shane in a ring, we're going to be able to tell a story and not even lock up. Partially because I can't. I mean...
You'll have me blown up.
Yeah.
For my entrance.
Right.
That lasts 12 minutes long.
True. Yeah. But you put Shane and fill-in-the-blank wrestler in the ring and you tell them, hey, you've got to improvise a 3-minute promo.
Yeah.
And they're going to look at you and go, hi, everybody, thanks for coming. Here's the mic back.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. Blixx, let me ask you this. With what Jared said and piggybacking off this, you know, if you have someone that's reserved, if you have someone that's outspoken, was there ever a time that you were asked, especially with you being on-screen talent, you know, on a nationally syndicated show, was there ever a time that you were asked to do something that maybe was outside of your comfort zone that you had to adapt and, like, you know, overcome that hurdle of, like, I'm not really that type of guy, but, or was the heel mantra did that always come natural to you?
Jumping off the top rope doesn't count. And getting something from the cupboard above the fridge doesn't count either.
Or just your gimmick itself. Was there ever a time that they asked you to do something that was like...
It's not out of its comfort zone.
Yeah.
No, the whole thing about the reality show is I'm still the heel, but I find compassion.
Sure.
So, just being an asshole came natural.
You find compassion. Explain that to me.
Oh, the whole Samson injury thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Legitimate compassion.
Legitimate compassion that I actually do have a heart, but I'm still an asshole.
Sure.
Amen.
It is black. The heart.
Yes, of course the heart is black.
Okay.
But it was just heel, straightforward. But I could still play a baby face. I just changed.
Had you ever in your career had you adopted that role, and which did you like more as far as storytelling? Did you like the face or did you like the heel role?
The heel.
Yeah. One of the things that you...
Thank you, my brother. I'll fist bump to that.
Absolutely. I will too. You know, I got you. I gotta reach farther. Yeah.
He actually has to reach farthest.
I mean, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. This is what we do. Okay. Kind of circling back to that a little bit, but a little different. When you started going, quote unquote, darker and heel and creating the Blixx character, talk about when that relates to storytelling. Talk about the evolution of what Blixx started off as versus what Blixx is now, or at least was at the end of the quote-unquote in-ring career. From a presentation aspect...
As of now, we don't mean the big baby face people everybody freaking loves hanging out with.
Right.
I'm talking like your character.
Yes, exactly.
It wasn't so much a build-up of the character because I always wanted to do the gothic makeup. Even though I didn't start out wearing the gothic makeup. I had no makeup, just black pants and wrestling shoes. That's what I started out as. And slowly but surely everything transitioned but I don't think it was a character transition as much as it was a knowledge transition.
Was it from more of a presentation standpoint? What was the motivation behind it? Was it to make you stand out and be different from everybody else, other than just being the gothic guy, or was it, oh, I need to add this element just to set me that much more apart? Like, I'm wondering the mentality side of that.
Yeah, at one aspect, it was an appearance thing.
Okay.
Because at that time that I started putting makeup on, I was the first guy out the curtain. Outside of the ring announcer, I was the first guy out the curtain. So
Let's talk about that for a minute. First guy out in the curtain. First match. Disrespectful or an honor?
Honor.
Absolutely.
That's the right answer.
100%.
Great answer.
100%.
Great answer. Okay, go ahead. I just want people to learn that. When you see the first match come out on a card,
Yeah.
that is not because they don't like those people. We're actually putting a lot of pressure on them to get the card going, to get the whole show moving. Okay, go on with the point. I don't want to distract you, but
It took me 6 years to learn that, by the way.
me as well.
But all I started doing was eyeliner under my eyes. Then I added it above my eyes. Then I added the lipstick. And then I added the trench coat. And what you were saying about appearance was I'm the first guy out. What are they going to say?
You?
Just a regular guy with long hair and swim trunks?
Yeah.
Or are they
going
gonna
to look at?
That's
Right.
right.
Give them something to look at so that actually goes into the storytelling.
Give that character.
Establishment right then, right there.
And let me hand it over to Shane here a little bit. One of the things that we talk about with the Academy, and you brought it up countless times, you want them to talk about you or your match on the drive home. How do you do that?
Yeah, we hit it all the time. So, but you can tell me what I'm wrong with. And I'm not being flat out, but this is something that there is a booker in Minneapolis named Tim Larson.
Ooh,
And
hi Tim.
he has told me in the past, what did you do tonight that when the people go home and they get in their cars and they're driving away, what did you do that night to make them think of you rather than anybody else? What was remembered? And that is something that I have told our champions. I was like, when you go out there tonight, it doesn't mean, and for those of you who don't know, it doesn't mean jumping off the freaking top rope and hitting a 450 splash. It could be as simple as
A crossbody.
it could be if you did it to, I don't know, a guy who eats candy
Yeah.
and it hurt your ribs. It could mean that.
And finish a match, potentially. Yeah.
But it can also mean something as stupid as something you said to somebody, where you were in a heel and barked into the crowd, and you made a response that got a response, right? So, you agree with that? Disagree? Yes? Is that kind of what you were doing with everything? You're setting yourself apart from everybody else?
Exactly. What I want to do, and going back to the first match, you want to set the tone for the rest of the show.
You do.
You want to set that tone. And how do you set a tone than somebody coming out that you never expected?
Sure.
And then, once he gets in the ring, he can actually work.
And that's the beginning of your story.
Exactly.
We're talking about storytelling from rope to rope. Okay, maybe we can extend it from curtain to curtain. Okay? Because you are telling that story as you're coming down the ring.
Is that what separates the goods from the great, like Blixx had said earlier, with Sean walking under the ladder? Is that what separates the goods from the greats? Is you can have a really good match and have a really good line of storytelling, but when you start going to the great, is it the little detail like walking under the ladder that makes you great?
It's actually before that, in my opinion.
When you come through the curtain, the music, maybe, right? But as soon as you come through the curtain, you should be starting to tell your story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And everybody should know before you lock up. And if you really, really, really want to know the business, if you want to dig deep into this, screw the fucking music, screw the fucking entrance.
Just
lock up,
You just tell us.
and in the first 2 or fucking 3 minutes, I need to know who the heel is and who the baby is. Without all that, I could be able to walk into the arena, see 2 people in the corner, lock up, and within the first 2 or 3 minutes, I need to know who the heel is and who the baby is.
Yep.
It's easy to come out and tell people, boo, boo, you know, and, okay, I'm
The
the
cheap pops.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's easy. Tell it within the ring. But, as he mentioned, Sean was just setting up that story. Walking underneath the ladder, like, I'm not afraid of this shit.
Yep.
You know, walking on the ladder is bad luck. Not for me. I'm too cool. I'm too cocky for that shit. And by him doing that, he kind of set the tone for the night. Or for the match.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And when he got knocked off the ladder, Sean gets wrapped up in the ropes.
Yeah, right.
And can't stop Razor from going up and grabbing both of the titles. The fake IC belt and the real one.
Honestly, it was from a finish standpoint. You know, one of the things that you and I have to deal with when we're putting together stuff, you know, we're trying to, you know, without peeling the curtain back too far, is it's like, you know, how do we come up with a match beginning to end, or at least the end, or the story that we're telling throughout, that one fits within the overall concept of the card, but then means that we can still use that guy, whether they won or lost, again, without having to, in essence, kind of rebuild them. You know, we go back to the April 11th show.
Yeah, for a second I thought we were talking about that.
We you know, and Blixx, you could laugh because you were there for real.
Yeah.
The first 4 matches were built around a cupcake. And that's not a joke. It really was.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's been...
And it got over.
Oh my God, did it ever?
The cupcake spot was its spot of the night.
Oh man.
No doubt about it.
Thank you, Starlight.
Yeah, and the special guest referee had to come run in at the main event and got a pop.
Yep.
How the hell does that happen?
Because you tell the story.
That's how it happens.
It's really it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have been out there at wrestling shows on the indie circuit, underground, backyard, whatever you want to call it. And you left the show going, that's all right. If you leave a show and you're like, that's all right. They didn't do a very good job telling the stories. They just didn't.
Wow, that guy bled.
Right.
Wow, that guy took a taser.
A really cool move, whatever the case may be.
Right. What was his name again?
Exactly. That's what you hear more and more often.
Yeah.
Is remember that dude who took that taser, or remember that dude who was bleeding? And you're like, yeah. What was his name?
Yeah, the guy with the tattoo on his neck. What was his name?
Yeah, Yarder McBee.
Yeah, I mean, you hear that all the time.
But then you'd be like, remember that guy that was like really onto us? You're like, oh yeah, that was Russell Ray. They knew his name.
Yep.
Because he worked the crowd. He was telling that story. He was doing the things he was supposed to do.
You know,
in the ring.
going back, like, just for myself, and like, I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast, like 25 years ago, I had watched Shane coincidentally, you know, back in an indie organization that was kind of Yarder, if you want to use it.
We were Yarder Underground, no doubt about it this time.
The thing that I liked about those guys, what Shane is touching on, is when you guys would come out of the curtain and into the crowd, it would be fan interaction.
100%.
It made people, before the match started, if you showed up at a PCW, you already knew who the heel was, because
Speaking of the name of the promotion.
yeah, I mean, and you can check them out on I'll at future reference Omaha.
Don't.
Now check them out. It's you're gonna love it.
Wait, hold
You're gonna love
on.
it.
Hold on. We're gonna change this up a little bit, and we're gonna save Shane some embarrassment.
No,
I'm just going to say that was
Partially.
before I was trained. That's all I'm going to say.
check the comment section. I'll put a link in for their Patreon, and you can check out Shin Dog.
Yeah, Patreon.
Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pay for it, go ahead.
Yeah. So
You
that's
want
where
to
that's
see
your
Yarder shit at its best.
All right.
But is that not? I think we kind of touched on this.
Does that mean I'm anything if I say I'm really fucking good in the yard?
You didn't use a trampoline, to the best of my knowledge.
We did not.
Okay, so you're okay.
That was a real
It was a low boy ring in a freaking huge building.
in a castle.
Now,
Castle.
Thank you.
It was
all right, let's talk storytelling. Real
Okay.
quick. Let's bring it back, and I'm gonna still have poke a little fun at Shane.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm so glad that you're going to be on camera when I say this. You want to talk storytelling? No. I will deliberately hold and draw this out for as long as possible. All I'm going to say is, and your sister and I actually talked about it the other night, so you know exactly where I'm going with this. You want to talk having to come up with an impromptu story to tell in a ring, slot 9 on drinking.
Yeah. Right.
Fill in the crowd, please. Fill in the crowd.
Oh my God.
Because you want to talk having to figure out how to work a match with an unexpected element.
Okay, that's a good point. So, for quite a few years there, my sister and her husband threw on a big party called Skate Fest. And I remember the first one was like, your last name is Skate. So they went to the Skate Fest, and she was telling me all about
How, like a yard party or something?
It's a huge part of their
Block
yard.
party or something?
It's their yard and out in the country.
The garage becomes the buffet table.
Yeah.
There are
The
yard
basic
games.
logic was
Being from South Dakota, this is right up my alley.
you come in, you spend money, 20, 30 bucks, whatever she charged, right?
Sure.
All you can eat, all you can drink. The only rule is, shut up, you stay.
Yep.
No driving home, no drunk driving, shit like that.
Unless you were the sound guy,
And then
etc.
she said one day, the first year she was gonna do it, she's like, I'm gonna get a band. It's gonna be so much fun. And I'm like, why a band? Why not wrestling?
Oh, shoot.
And she's like, oh, can you bring wrestling here? I'm like, oh yeah, I know people in Iowa, so I call up, I think it was TS Aggressor or Troy Peterson or that Impact Pro.
Yep.
And I bring some boys down.
Sparrow, Cooter Bocephus,
Graham
Montoya
McGraw,
X.
Yeah, but Matty Starr was buddy. So what Jared is referring to, my brother-in-law made a Drinko board. If you've seen Price is Right, you know Plinko.
Oh.
Put the chip in, blah, 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 blah. So Drinko is the same thing. You put a little wiffle ball in there.
Oh, that was thinking of the climbing hill guy.
I knew you were wrong, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll say it, you were wrong.
so anyway, we get back to this. They had slots 1 through 12.
Yeah.
So my family, mainly my sister, her daughters, and friends and family, came up with number 1, get a drink made by the person to the right of you. See, they're looking to the right of you. You gotta go make me a drink. Go do it.
Yeah.
God help
All
you.
the way. There's 11 of them like that. There was one. Number 9. You dropped the drinker board on number 9. You had to wear a strap-on dildo until someone else dropped the number 9. So let's say,
Because this never happened.
Blixx is working the show. And he's drinking it up because he's Blixx. That's what he wants to do. He drops a 9. Now, the strap-on doesn't have to be weird on the waist. Move around the chest. Some people wear it on their forehead as a unicorn. Doesn't matter. Say you dropped it. Wear the strap-on. Well, bud, Blixx, your match is on. You're working with the strap-on because no one else has dropped the number 9.
Yep.
And has that happened? That's exactly what I was talking about.
So you just gotta improv.
And what you improv, what do you do? What do you do to wrap this up and bring it back full circle?
Sure.
You tell a fucking story.
That's right. And that was the reason I brought it up.
That was awesome. And pay attention to the news out there because Skate Fest 2027. We're gonna make sure it happens.
Oh, shit.
Wait. Is this legit breaking news?
No, I'm telling my sister that, so now she has to do it.
Hi. I'll be there.
We're getting close to about that 60-minute mark. So what I want to kind of do is,
Roughly.
I'm going to throw out a hypothesis on why I think that storytelling has gone to the wayside a little bit, and I'll let you guys kind of round circle this a little bit. With the
You can start over there because we hear all the right answers.
we're gonna weed out all the
I already have
garbage.
the right answer.
We'll let the guests decide. Blixx, would you like to go first, second, or third in this?
He should go second, regardless.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think? Where
Are
would
we
you
going by
like
height?
Where would you like to fall in line on this soggy biscuit circle jerk?
I'm out. I am out. I don't want to make the rest of you guys jealous.
We'll find out organically. Here's why I think that storytelling has gone a little bit to the wayside. We've seen, with NXT and some of the like AEW, TNA, we've seen them kind of poach and pluck athletes out of college athletics. And you don't get fans anymore that are really coming up that were, hey, I watched this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is that part of the factor that we don't get the storytelling aspect, and it is more of a spot fest with, hey, this guy's a superior Division I athlete, or this gal's a superior Division I athlete, and it's just spot after spot after spot. Or Blixx, you go ahead.
Yeah, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, no,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
You're there. You're trying to sleep.
Tell the crowd what you think has been the downfall of...
Tell all my fans what you think.
Yeah, all four of us.
Wait. 3. Don't count me.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
The 10s and 10s.
The 1 and 1.
Yeah, the 1s and 1s.
Blixx, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's
Not counting him.
going back to Shane talking about the training
Sure.
and
Whoa.
being able
Training the train. Well,
training.
oh, training. Excuse me.
That train's falling off.
Do I need to speak slower to the only sober guy in
What you need to do is take your glasses off so I can hear you better.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Oh, indoor voices, Blixx.
Yes.
It's called drinking with the marks. Go ahead. Sorry.
We're running through the libations tonight, guys.
Yep.
No, I just think that some of the new talent that is coming in
Sure.
is pushed because of a name, because of their money, or because of something else. And they're pushed into the spotlight without having to do what Shane and I went through. At least 300 matches on the road
Great point.
without ever
You might.
making a mixtape to have somebody actually call us for a show.
Do you mind if I jump in real quick? Are you saying a lack of out shows because everything is on TV now? You don't get that in-ring experience?
100%.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I'm not blaming their
Fantastic
trainers.
point.
I'm not blaming their trainers. I just think they're forced into the spotlight
Sure.
just because of the look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because they got character development before anybody else.
You're piggybacking on what he said, though. And which was, I was over here going, well, we're still on my take a little bit, but that's okay. But maybe because we probably talked about this.
We did talk about this a little bit.
But you're exactly right. And Jared, I'll let you go last.
Yes.
So,
He wanted it. He asked for it.
no, he asked for it. And
Okay.
I know, 'cause he can't top this. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding. You're taking a top athlete. Pick a sport, I don't care. Swimming, gymnastics, football,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
You're taking an athlete and you're like, ooh, you're athletic. You need to come train to be wrestling. These guys may not have known what wrestling was.
Right.
Some of these fuckers that are holding titles in the WWE couldn't tell you, and I'm gonna bring him up, who Dean Malenko is. I don't know, man. They couldn't tell you who fucking Rob Van Dam is.
Do they do this pose?
I'm not gonna tell you what they do. I'm just.
Real quick, Shane, let me jump in. Remember I told you Tiffany Stratton?
Yes.
She was
My God.
She was unwrapping cards, nostalgic wrestling
I
cards.
saw that.
And they're like, tell us who you know and who you don't know. And she's like, SGT Slaughter? Never heard of him.
Right. I.
So
Yeah.
there you
Yeah.
go. And she's
That's a shoot.
holding a title.
That's a shoot.
Yeah.
That's a shoot.
100%. SGT Slaughter. She goes, it's funny because Danhausen jumped in like the next episode of Raw or SmackDown or whatever it was and was like, I will take SGT Slaughter as my tag partner or something.
You can tell you what, everybody calm down with Tiffany. She's from Minnesota.
She is.
No.
She trained
Okay.
with Ken. She's cool.
Okay.
Okay, but go ahead with your wrong opinion.
And by the way, we are out of time, guys. Thanks to your comments.
Thank you for throwing that.
Thanks for watching my. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Jared.
I'm the one with the control board over
True,
here. This
true.
goes as long as I say it.
There you go.
He thinks he's the Hogan. I'm the one with the power.
He's got the control knobs.
That's right. Okay. The reason why I think it happens, I will bring us back on task.
Yep.
The reason why I think it happens, where these guys get pushed so fast and so hard, is because of the attention span of the world we live in today. You've got to have something new and fresh and exciting, and it's what's the
30
better to
seconds.
burn out than fade away?
Sure.
They will light these guys on fire, send them to the moon, and then say, and we're done. Next.
Yeah.
So
You've got 30-second TikToks, 20-second
Well,
reels.
speaking of all this stuff too, is what they have to do is they have to grab the audience's attention so fast.
mhm.
And what am I doing in the ring that's going to stop somebody in the audience going?
Yeah, just
Because everyone's on their fucking phone.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been to live events. I was just at the Royal Rumble last year, and I saw people on their phone during the Rumble.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're gonna pay that much money to be on your fucking phone?
Yeah.
Front row.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been to concerts. I've not been to a live event of professional wrestling in years.
Blah blah.
Yeah.
But I've been to concerts, and I'm looking at what should be a mosh pit because it's a rock concert, and everybody that's in the mosh pit has their phones up doing this.
Yep. Yeah. No one wants to live in the moment anymore.
No.
But
Like,
that's
you
a
paid
part.
that-
The part of storytelling, though, and what we're really talking about, and we mentioned it a little bit ago, and I still believe it's what's happening today, is storytelling is not between the ropes; it's outside the ropes now.
Yeah.
Everything happens in the parking lot. It happens in the vignettes. It happens backstage. It happens on these long ass fucking vignettes that don't need to be there.
Right.
If it happens in the ropes, it's still with a microphone in your hand.
It is.
Yeah.
And true. But I will tell you, you go back a little bit. You mentioned TNA just a little bit.
Yeah.
I actually watched TNA the other day. Blixx and I were just flipping around and shit, and I was like, oh, dude, I haven't watched TNA forever.
Yeah.
They're still telling stories within the ropes.
Good. Actually, some of the better storytelling out there.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, AAA is actually getting back to that more now too.
Yeah.
Now that
Taker's running things
Yep.
down in AAA and stuff.
And that's good, because and I haven't seen the match, but the mask versus mask, I've
Oh,
heard
man.
nothing but phenomenal stuff about
I
that.
would say,
And I'm sure it's a freaking great story between the ropes.
I will tell you, like,
Yeah.
when we were talking the other day, and just to update you, Blixx, when we had the best wrestlers to never win a title, Shane had a good point. I brought up Chad Gable, and he said, just wait 10 to 15 years, he's probably going to be a name that, and that's probably right. You have he's such a strong presence inside the ring from a technique side of things and a storytelling side, but he's not as strong necessarily on the mic, which isn't it's not a detriment to him.
No.
It's more a detriment to the booking to not be able to pair him up with someone that will elevate both.
We think he might be on that list 15, 20 years from now. One of the best workers in the ring that would never win
I'm a huge Chad Gable mark.
But people that can't talk, you just put them with a mouthpiece.
That's what I said last.
Somebody that can't
100%.
wrestle but can talk,
Yeah.
you put him with a mouthpiece.
But they don't have whose mouthpieces in management this day in wrestling.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Heyman.
it's a lost art.
Heyman
and he's
is-
not. He doesn't even call himself a manager because
Exactly.
he even calls it a lost art.
Or the other thing is you put him opposite of another guy that's strong on the mic, and you let him carry the promo side and let Gable carry the wrestling side of things.
Yeah.
And that's probably an okay situation as far as that
Well,
goes.
let me call WWE in.
We're getting timed out here on.
I have an idea for you.
I mean, I won't say that we know a guy, but we know a guy who knows a girl who knows a guy.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you
Some
need.
dog's veterinarian's best friend's brother.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so
So you
this
know
helps us.
somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it.
No, we know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
This sounds like an Arkansas family tree.
Hey, he said that, I didn't.
Yeah,
alright,
no,
so
Arkansas, I love you, baby.
we're
Love Arkansas.
We're getting winding down on the time that we had tonight, but the good news is we do have Blixx going forward. We have some Marks and Remarks mid-card episodes with Blixx and Talia Vanguard, a local wrestling, independent wrestling talent that we'll have going forward. So if you guys like the content that you have here, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You guys will get notified on even the Marks and Remarks mid-card stuff. As we close out the episode, like we always do, we need to get the Magic 8 Ball out.
Yes, we do.
I think
Jared's
Jared's
question.
hot potato question over to Jared.
Again, this is a little gimmick we stole with Wrestling from Tomorrow with your host Mike Kenny and Randy Herrick.
So good. I want to real quick as Jared thinks about his.
I need to.
Think about that.
I thought we were giving it to our guest.
Let me.
You know what? I like that idea.
Thank you. Thank you for taking
Blixx, you can ask any question, wrestling, non-wrestling, storm related, not
Yes or no?
storm related. It's got to be a yes or no question. You ask it, the magic 8 ball will give you the answer.
The magic 8 ball. Give me.
It's magic. it's real life.
Oh, it's magic.
Okay, how
Okay, go
because
for it.
I can't think of a wrestling question. I want to think of a wrestling question, but I'm going to ask Chef over there. Can I have another shot of whiskey?
Let's go.
I ain't shitting you. I'm sorry to tell you, it's yes.
Bloody.
For the record, that will be shown right about now.
We're gonna this is a great segue because we toast out. I do want to give a shout out to Wrestling with Tomorrow. I had seen that they were given some flowers by a lot of their followers on how influences and help
Oh man.
them on a daily basis. So I absolutely, anytime that we can, hey, Shane's gonna crack it down. Wrestling with Tomorrow, like, follow, also subscribe to their podcast. I'd love to have Mike on sometime if we can.
I can't tell you, it's not because he's a real good personal friend of mine, it's the fact that that podcast does help you.
Oh man,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Definitely, if you guys want the correlation between wrestling fandom and life skills, it's a podcast I personally watch when they have new ones out. I subscribe to it, and I absolutely adore their content. It's absolutely great. It's insightful. It's something that you can use to purpose in life. But
But you need to watch that after
you
Right,
watch
right,
Mark's
right,
remarks,
Tell them we sent you, actually.
yeah, go ahead,
There you
drop
go.
in their comment section. Say, hey, we watched those 3 drunk dickheads the other night. And,
Whoa, you're talking
Three
those
and a half.
three. Those three.
oh yeah, sorry, 3.5 drunk dickheads.
I'm not drunk.
Oh, we've got
just act like
we've got a micro. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and fade ourselves out. Mark's Remarks, the only podcast where Mark is not a 4-letter word.
Peace,
Thanks,
love,
boys.
and wrestling.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I walked in with a grin and a busted up spine.